the topic for today, and today's date is August 25th, 2020. And again, it's a leap year, y'all. So never reshare a meme that's hating on 2020. You know how y'all see those memes that saying if 2020 was it is, if 20, you're literally saying your leap year is trash. And I don't know why you would do that. All right, the name of this presentation is Unpacking Best Self-Discipline. What do you mean, other people's discipline? No, you self-discipline first. What do you mean, my kids? Nope. Your discipline first. You talking about my spouse and my partner? Nope. Your discipline first. I know you talking about my boss. Nope, your self-discipline first. Okay? So, what is the probability of successfully practicing and progressing discipline without knowing your why? Now remember, this is why you were born. We'll go into that, or if you guys want to write notes or whatever, we can unpack that. But again, these are just presentations points that we can go into softly or deeply, but these are all like big time areas when it comes to discipline. Now, the mission of this presentation is to assist this entire team or possible team with progressing self-discipline levels. Now, what is the problem? Well, the lack of discipline can and will digress goals and life progress. That's just a fact. No matter what level you are on, this is true. So I'll say it again. The lack of discipline can and will digress goals and life progress. Now, what is discipline? Discipline, one definition, is the practice of training people to obey rules of code of behavior, So practicing training people to obey the rules of a code of behavior. Okay, so you're supposed to act according to these rules. So honestly, what if discipline is simply doing the thing you need to do consistently and higher, whether you feel like it or not? It's that simple and it's that hard. But I'm going to say the word that we're all married to, and I'm going to keep it all the way real. I'm going to say the word that we pimped by. This word, we're pimped by this word, and everybody's going to agree with it after I say this again. Honestly, discipline is simply doing the thing you need to do consistently and higher, whether you feel like doing it or not. It's that simple and it's that hard. Now, let me break down feelings and how feelings can be our pimps, let alone our oppressors. Okay, I'll use Evelyn Ray for this. This is simply a yes or no situation as her screen goes black. Okay, it's back. So when I ask you this yes or no question, that's all I want. Yes or no, we ain't got to unpack it. But we're going somewhere with it, and you let me know what you think about this analogy, okay? So say you were saving your money, and it took you had a horrible job, and it took you literally like 15 years to save your money to go to Africa, to experience Africa with this guy named Mike, okay? So in 2020, we going to Africa. But again, according to your job, it's going to take you to 2035 to be able to afford to go to Africa, right? So year after year, you saving, Africa, you talking to Mike, blah, 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 blah. You finally save the money. You want to sneak up on him, so you didn't tell him that you was going over there. But he's been talking to you for 15 years, like, come on, girl, you need to come over here to Africa. You know the address, you know the house, you know where he's at, you know everything, right? So for 15 years, you finally save enough money, you go take the trip, you arrive to Africa, you call him, and he always picks up the phone. So you call him this time and was like, yeah, I know where you at right now. Guess who's at the front door? And he's like, who? It's me. I'm surprised you. I'm finally in Africa. It's us. I'm in Africa. It's on. Now, if you knock on the door and somebody that didn't live, it wasn't Mike that lived there, and this dude has been conning you for 15 years, would you ever talk to him ever again in your life?
No.
Everybody's shaking their head like, man, I want to meet this. I want to punch him in his face, right? You wouldn't want to meet that guy. And if you had a child, you wouldn't want your child hanging out with somebody that did them like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What
Right.
if I told y'all if I changed Mike's name, y'all would call Mike the next day and be like, Mike, can we hang out again? I missed you. Yeah, I know you ruined 15 years of my life, but can I hang out with you again, Mike? I like the look on your face. So let's change the name of Mike to Feelings. Because without feelings, Mike wouldn't even existed. Were you feeling Mike? So you dealt with Mike. What happened when you weren't feeling Mike anymore?
You stopped dealing with Mike.
So who was it about, Mike or your feelings? Who's stronger? Who is stronger in the interactions with you and other people? Your feelings or other people?
Your feelings about the other people.
Facts. So your feelings are first, right? So you felt like saving your money for 15 years. You felt like surprising Mike. You felt paid when Mike played you. And you felt like slashing Mike's tires when you really understood that you were played. Do you see how feelings made you save money? And do you see how feelings said, girl, be mad now? My man, be mad. Feelings set that whole thing up, but we didn't call it feelings, we called it Mike. If Mike treated us like that, oh my God, this piece of if feelings does us like that, guess what we gonna do? We gonna feel again, and we gonna experience the byproduct of our feelings again. We didn't call it Mike, or we didn't give it a name. We said feelings. So again, we'll keep feeling like doing stuff that makes us feel bad. So I'm gonna say this again. Honestly, discipline is simply doing the things you need to do consistently and higher, whether you feel like it or not. Hold on, Jason. So you're basically saying we have to do the things that we don't feel like doing? Do we even talk to people like that? Like, hey, how well did you kick feelings ass today? We don't talk about silly stuff like that would change our lives. We talk about stuff like, girl, I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like it. How many times did you talk about winning against feelings? That needs to be an empowerment workshop like no other, because again, what happens when you do things that you don't feel like doing? What happens when your children eat the vegetables they don't feel like eating? And getting to sleep they don't feel like getting? Feelings is a dirty Mike. Come on now. Mike made you save your money to go to Africa. Mike influenced you because you still decided to get on the plane and surprise him. But he influenced you to go over to Africa. And then guess what? Feelings made you feel bad for doing the things that you felt like doing. But I'm going to say this. If Mike made you feel bad about doing the things that Mike told you to do, okay, I ain't feeling that. We ain't doing that. Mike's out of my life. I dare you kick feelings out like that. So, how do you spell discipline? D-I-S-C-I-P-L-I-N-E. I feel like Fabulous the rapper. How you spell discipline, baby? D-I-S-C-I-P-L-I-N-E. But if you take out the I-N, then it spells D-I-S-C-I-P-L-E. So you change discipline to disciple. And what if you became a disciple of completing the infinite levels of monotony that's attached to achieving goals? That would be successful for us. So what's monotony, Jason? I'm feeling you. What's monotony though? The lack of variety and interest, tedious repetition and routine. The stuff you gotta keep doing and 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 doing. Award show. Oh my God, you are amazing. I'm gonna forget all about this award show as soon as I leave because we have so much to be distracted by. But for this night, you are awesome. And then guess what we do? We get addicted to, oh, that felt good. But I am actually nothing. Because everything is constantly becoming, so I'm just as good as my last project. So if I try to be famous, just imagine trying to keep up with that. Just keep up with your destiny and your path, but we'll go into that. So maintain, the definition of maintain. Cause or enable a condition or state of affairs to continue, not to happen. Remember the sunset, you walk into the sunset. Maintain definition is cause or enable a condition to happen, or a condition of state or affairs to continue. Just like we want the success to continue. Higher or whatever, however you want it to continue, you want it to, to continue. Like your bills are going to continue to come. Now, would you agree on the other side of greatness is doing the things that you just like to do? So literally, we all want greatness, and just imagine a nasty path of, I don't feel like doing that. Who cares? Literally, we are like big kids. I don't feel like doing that is the only thing stopping you from doing anything. Not everything. Remember, we talked about that. You can't do everything. You can do anything. But I don't feel like doing that is the path that just be making us say I had a horrible week. Because think about it. If you had a great week, you just experienced everything you liked. What if you can say I was kicking the stuff that I liked and disliked but need to do? I kicked butt on both ends. I kicked my feelings butt. I didn't feel like doing this, and this. Hey, let's meet up and talk about how we won against that, or how we need to have strategies against that. Because that's the only thing, again, that's holding us back. So, on the other side of greatness is doing the things you just like to do. The higher you know of your purpose and assignments frees up the infinite levels of imagination. It's the name of this water. It'll all make sense in the future. We're taping this, so your face is on camera when it's like, well, what are you talking about? Because it's going to make sense. That is going to make sense in the future. So, again, the higher you know of what? Of your bank account, the higher you know of your purpose and assignments. How many Facebook likes and social media and LinkedIn likes and Instagram and Twitter likes? The higher you know of your purpose and assignments frees up infinite levels of imagination. You can literally get your imagination back. That is killing us. That's why that's why being a kid was so fun. Because you had an imagination versus adult reality of no and can't. And you're supposed to be sore right now. And your knees are supposed to hurt. And you're at the age where instead of saying I have a pain in my back, you're supposed to say, I'm getting old and I got a pain in my back. What if you're just a 150-year-old that has a pain in his back, and you're in her back, or his back, and you're going to live to 300? But what if you killed yourself at 150? Because you thought you were old instead of just fixing your back pain. So let's go deeper, because again, I wrote this in levels. That was more of the surface web. This was the internet. Now, let's go deeper into what we're even talking about with discipline, because a lot of us want to do stuff, but we got to know what we're doing. Discipline is from the Latin word disciplina. Yeah, disciplina. D-I-S-C-I-P-L-I-N-A. Meaning instruction and training. It derived from the root word. Now here we go. Here's the seed. Discere, D-I-S-C-E-R-E, which means to learn. So think about a person who don't like discipline. Guess what they don't like? Which means to learn. So learning is infinite, just like learning is infinite just like your discipline levels. So they're literally connected. Or that's what the root word meant. So whoever created that word, that's what they meant. So that's what the energy is behind discipline. So just think about a person who hates discipline. What, we gotta do it like that? What, we gotta wake up this early? What we gotta do? They're literally telling you, hey, I don't like to learn. And if you let that person hang around you, guess what you're doing? You're hanging out with a person who's committed to being unlearned. I'm sorry, undisciplined. Oh, I'm sorry, unlearned. I'm sorry, undisciplined. They're both connected. That might be your thing, according to, again, this is info. Now, I can switch on discipline. Or how do you switch on discipline? Because again, it's a way to switch it on, because there's not just one discipline. A lot of us are taught, be disciplined. Good night, New York. Nah. According to your life cycles, patterns, and seasons, you have, it's not just, like I said, one discipline is hard, y'all. But here's the reality of how hard discipline is. According to your life cycles, your patterns, and your seasons, gaining a better mastery of your cycles allows you a better chance to switch up your discipline methods. That's all you're gonna do, switch up. Your summertime discipline will be horrible in the wintertime. I dare you try to bring your summertime discipline in your winter seasons of life. All right, or bring that fall stuff in the spring. You'll kill everything, like fall does. So, let me see. Switch up your discipline methods. Now, nature. So again, I wrote that in my notes. I said it earlier. Nature has cycles and seasons, and so do you. So this means you should have seasons and cycles of disciplinary methods inside of infinity mind. Jason, what are you talking about? Or I put in parentheses, or the infinite levels of mind that it takes supreme discipline to experience as many levels. What do you mean different levels of mind? Well, aren't you smarter than you were when you were younger? Hopefully you say yes to that if you're a pilot or a lawyer or a doctor or something. Hopefully y'all say yes to that. So smarter means you are dealing with you're dealing with a higher level of mind as your body grows, but the mind that's attached to it. So, Jason, I need some biblical scriptures. That sound good, but you gotta give me some biblical scriptures. Okay, I got some. Hebrews 12:11. Because again, I'm going to give biblical references, and from my Muslim family, I'm going to give references that I think will help them out when they listen to this as well. Hebrews 12:11. For the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. Trained by it. Let me say that one more time. You can be trained by discipline, even though we know the root word is learning. So you can be trained by learning. I would love to have a mentor like that versus somebody famous or whatever. Well, no, I'm not gonna do that because I'm taking away from their money. So deal with famous mentors, but according to this biblical verse, you can get mentored by discipline, and you know what happens when you deal with discipline. So again, according to Hebrews 12:11, for the moment all discipline seems painful. It does. And y'all remember that word painful. I promise you, y'all gonna look at pain so different. Y'all are gonna love pain after this. For the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant. That's true. But later, it yields the peaceful. So painful, peaceful. Duality. Peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. Those who have done it a little bit? No, they ain't those who have been trained by it. Okay, cool. So Proverbs 12:1. I'll give two. Proverbs 12:1. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge. That's what we just found out in the other scripture. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge. But he who hates reproof is stupid. Jason, you did not say stupid. The Bible, they don't say stupid. It says stupid in that scripture. And I know there's different interpretations that would change stupid, but I wanted to put stupid in there. There's actually the word stupid is one of those interpretations in the Bible. So that was dope to me. Now, reproof. What are you talking about reproof, Jason? Well, here's the definition if you didn't know what reproof was. It is an expression of blame or disapproval, symptoms of rebuke, reprimand, or reproach. And we don't like people telling us, well, we love people telling us what we're doing wrong and stuff, right? Yeah. We don't live in a society that we love to be corrected and checked on our stuff because we got that. You know what I'm saying? I got 800 likes on social media. I know what I'm doing. We live in that society. We all have our channels and we're all famous. So, 2 scriptures. Now again, Jason, okay, yeah, you gave me the scriptures. I need some motivational speakers. Well, here's Eric Thomas. I like Eric Thomas. He said, your strength is in your routine. Now, the definition of routine is a sequence of actions regularly followed, a fixed program. So again, when you meet a person who wants to achieve higher levels, ask them about their schedule and how their sequence of actions and regularly followed and fixed programs they follow in life. And again, they helping out their kids. They doing dope stuff. Don't get me wrong. They're moving. They doing dope stuff. But at the end of the day, according to this definition of routine, according to your definition of the definition of routine, a sequence of actions regularly followed, a fixed program. So a routine of success is a fixed program that's regularly followed, that's connected to a sequence of actions. That's a fixed. Okay, so you have to remain committed to your supreme schedule while you're being aware of the best times to update your supreme schedule, which means becoming is always happening. Let me explain the supreme schedule. All the supreme schedule is again, if life was ruined, if you were at the bottom and you're just at the bottom of life, you're just literally at a spot in life where you do not like, you want out. That schedule that got you out of that hell is called a supreme schedule. And again, we stop that supreme schedule and substitute it for a comfortable schedule once we get to a so-called comfortable level in life. Don't understand that. Imagine the pain of keeping your supreme schedule in a comfortable life. Remember pain. You're going to look at it different. Now, I'm going to say that again. So, you have to remain committed to your supreme schedule while being aware of the best times to update your supreme schedule. Because I dare you say, I got a supreme schedule, and it's going to be like this forever. No, you better update that supreme schedule. So remember, the supreme schedule is hard, but you got to even update your supreme schedule. You see how much you have to focus on yourself and the things that best suit you, and how if you focus so much on yourself like that, how anybody that walks in your life, you won't instantly know if they're good or bad for you by all the work you have put in for yourself. Okay, now again, so you have to remain committed to your supreme schedule while being aware of the best times to update your supreme schedule, which means the phenomenon of becoming is always happening. Becoming is always happening. So your money flows according to what discipline level you choose to be on. That's all it is. If you love your money, if you want money or whatever money you want, or if you don't like the money you have, then congratulations. Your money is only behaving according to your current discipline level. That's all. So what discipline level do you choose to be on? What do you mean? It's just happening to me. No, it's the discipline level you're choosing to be on. So let's go deeper into that. So, do you comprehend, or are you at least aware of the distractions that digresses your best discipline outputs? I'm knocking over other waters. These waters stayed up. Our waters, our spirit waters stood up. So I'm going to take a drink of that. So I'm going to say this again. Do you comprehend, or let's just say, are you at least aware of the distractions that digress your discipline outputs? Or haven't been asked that question in a while? Have you ever been on a date and was like, hey girl, has your date said, hey girl, do you comprehend, or are you at least aware of the distractions that digress your best discipline levels? Oh, okay. And remember, that's going to make sense in the future too. It's called cosmic matchmaking. Trust me, that's going to make sense too. Promise you. Now, I've been doing so much research on that. I wanted to come up with the top 7 distractions that through my research that I see a lot of people that distracts their discipline levels. You ready? Number 1, needing people. Ooh, as soon as I get this person in my life and that person in my life, I'm gonna be so disciplined. Woo! Yeah, right. Number 2, which distracts your discipline levels, comfort. Comfort will destroy your discipline. Oh, this feels good. This is so relaxing. All right, you better stay away from the birds. A balance, have a healthy balance, because you can't overdo nothing, but I know, keep it in context. Number 3, that will destroy your discipline levels and keep you distracted from doing them. Ego. If can't nobody tell you nothing about yourself, well, if nobody can tell you about yourself, then look in front of you and look behind you. Even the way your body is built, there's even areas that you can't see. This is according to the science of how your body was built. Look in front of you and behind you at the same time. You can't. So guess what? Just even from that standpoint alone, you just get some other eyeballs. Other eyeballs. Now again, I get it. So the eyeballs that I want. No, you probably should get eyeballs to get on your nerves and tell you hard truths. Because that's where you really gonna change. Don't try to, I know this one speaker that tell me everything I want to hear. Please. Go for them hard truths. If you want change, like I said, if you want change. If you want a good social media picture of, I met this person that tells everybody what they want to hear, and I feel better about myself. As soon as I leave this person and life hits me, I might not feel that same way. That's that. So again, ego. Number 4, not putting in the best business hours. Your alertness is terrible when it comes to upgrading your discipline. But I'm helping so many other people at the times that it says on a piece of paper. What time do you help yourself on a piece of paper? And how much respect do you give to it? And let's just say hypothetically, when you meet with people, they're going to respect your time, how you respect your time for your time. Yeah, I'm going to work out here. I put it off. But you don't put off your job. You ain't put off your job. You ain't put off letting somebody borrow money or going to pick up money. You don't put off none of that. But again, stuff that's going to make people borrow money from you, you put off. Number 5, letting people drain you. I don't even know how that's even hard. But it is hard because according to how I see them, they're not supposed to drain me. And I go like this, well, how does your body and spirit feel? It feels drained. But what is your mind telling you? That they're not draining me and they have potential. How does your body and spirit feel? It feels drained. But what is your mind? What are you telling your mind? That they're worth a second chance. And I'm going to call them right now and see how they doing today. And I wonder how they're doing. And letting people drain you. Number 6, draining your own self. You can drain your own self. Draining your own self. And we'll go deeper into that because, again, these are just overviews because these are workshops in themselves. So, again, if y'all want to go deeper into that, after we pitch everything at the end, I promise you, that's a phenomenon in itself. Now, number 7, not getting over arguments, especially when you know you are right, will mess up your discipline. Now, there is discipline Tell me what y'all think about this. There is discipline. There's a discipline to negativity, just like there's a discipline to positivity. There's a discipline to being a loser, and there's a discipline to being a winner. There is no neutral location. Do y'all understand that? There's literally a discipline to losing and winning and positivity and negativity. Everything's a discipline. It's just whatever one we're choosing to be. Okay, so let's look at punishment, because I didn't give y'all the punishment to discipline, because have you ever heard of disciplining your kids? I'm disciplining myself. That's a so-called form of punishment, right? So one possible definition, like I said, a punishment is you're getting in trouble for not doing something. So watch this. So if you punish yourself, which is a form of created discipline, before life's trials or tests, which is a form of organic or universal discipline, which is coming anyway, comes to test you or so-called punish you, then guess what you're probably gonna be ready for? So I'm gonna say it again. What if you can punish yourself, which is doing the things that you don't like doing? You know that, right? Eating healthy, eating at the right times, being nice to people, not going off on people, having energy around people who are draining your energy, or again, living a life of, oh my God, I didn't feel like doing none of that. Who cares? Did it get you to the goal? Yeah, it got me to the goal, but I didn't feel like it, baby. I was like, didn't we say you were gonna go through a path of I didn't feel like it to get to oh my God, I've been wanting this my whole life? I thought that's what it was gonna be about. So that's what comes with it, right? So again, so what if you can punish yourself, which is a form of created discipline, before life's trials and tests, which is a form of organic discipline, comes to test you or so-called punish you anyway. So punishing yourself, like working out, drinking a lot of water, blah, 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 blah. When life comes to punch you, imagine being shielded with health. And imagine meditating in nature, or at least spending time with yourself. So when life punches your mind, you're shielded with the helmet of peace, according to the definitions and explanations of what peace brings and what peace is the opposite. Peace is the opposite of pain. And I'm already telling y'all, we can punish ourselves, which is a form of created discipline, before life's trials and tests comes to, which is a form of organic discipline, comes to so-called test us or punish us. Sounds like we'd be ready if we did it ourselves, instead of reacting to life doing it, because it's going to happen anyway, but we'll go deeper. So created punishment is, like I said, if life is a game, then created punishment is a form of practice or a quiz or a scrimmage to the many games or organic punishments that come to us as duality magnets. Yep, you're a magnet and you attract stuff you don't want to. So, I study endurance athletes, and I want to keep my body and I want to keep my motivation at a whole nother level, way up in my years. So I literally wanted to study one of the craziest people that ever lived when it comes to fitness, because I know I'm not going to do none of that, but I needed to have a starting point. So when I'm tripping about these 5 miles that I got to do in, or these 7 miles that I put in, this dude named David Goggins, and again, he's psycho when it comes to working out. He did like 6,000 pull-ups in a day. He's got like a Guinness World Records. So again, how many of y'all feel like doing 6,000 pull-ups? But imagine watching an interview about a dude that do 6,000 pull-ups and you tripping over your 3 pull-ups. You study higher stuff to look at your stuff like, oh, because you know how you go to somebody's houses and you come back to your house and you be like, man, their house is way doper than my house. So you don't act like that phenomenon don't exist. Don't act like that phenomenon don't exist. So you can use it in working out and fitness too. So at the end of the day, he made it impossible for me to ever give up on my toughest workouts. Now again, I'll go deeper in there in a little bit. So, one more Eric Thomas quote. He said, your freedom levels are determined by your discipline. I don't know about y'all, but I dare y'all say y'all reached the pinnacle of freedom. There are freedom levels. So whatever comfort and happiness you think you're feeling, there's a level of people of that happiness, that same happiness on a higher level, that if somebody on that level was experiencing your August 25th, 2020 level of happiness, they will be depressed because there's a lower level, even though you feeling it right now in this time. It's lower level too. It's lower level if you're supposed to constantly be becoming. So I just say logical over preparation helps to qualify us for abnormal or iconic manifestation. I'm gonna say this again. Logical, because we can over prepare the wrong way. Logical over preparation is the end all be all. It's gonna guarantee it's gonna work every time. Logical over preparation helps to qualify us, you, them, for abnormal or iconic manifestation. But please don't act like preparation is something easy. It's gonna take sweat, blood. But again, sweat is great because you detox. We gotta look at things the right way instead of looking at things the wrong way. So even for my Muslim brothers, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said in his the need for discipline speech, and actually it was like 57:24 to be exact. He said you have to work your way into the kingdom of God, and you have to sacrifice your way in. In a rebellious world, the world needs discipline. That's just a fact. If y'all don't think rebellion is going on, and again, I didn't say what rebellion, I said the macro rebellion. So if anybody got mad at that, you just want to argue. I didn't say what rebellion. I just said rebellion is happening. So in a rebellious world, you need discipline. Now, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, which was super deep, he said the first law of the universe is motion. The second law of the universe, and the Honorable Minister Farrakhan said that actually in that speech. So again, that can be backed up. Like I said, I like to say stuff that you can, research. So I'll say it again. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said the first law of the universe is motion. The second law is order. When you put something into motion, but you don't bring that motion into order, then the very motion, which is out of order, is destructive to the motion itself. So that basically means life is made to be in order. And I'll say that again. The first law of the universe is motion. The second law of the universe is order. When you put something into motion, but you don't bring that motion into order, then the very motion that's out of order is destructive to the motion itself. So a lot of people that's just moving out of order. They moving, but they just out of order. So here's the supreme question. How disciplined are the functions of nature? Does it keep occurring and updating? Does nature keep happening, and does it keep evolving and updating? Hold on, so Jason, are you kind of insinuating that we can study nature to understand how we have to be like those ants and wake up every morning and keep building in their little world that can be trampled on by humans and other dogs and other creatures? Yes, and they keep doing it. So nature is pretty disciplined. Now, Jason, you talked about pain. Now, just say a little bit more about pain. I understand the pain, but just give me a little bit more about pain. Well, Pain is going to happen. I don't care what y'all say. Pain is going to happen. So here's how y'all can look at pain and love the pain. Because pain must happen to grow too. Now, imagine the pains of updating yourself on a higher level. Updating yourself using higher discipline. You know how hard that's going to be? That is hard. You are going to be sore. You might even be irritable. That is hard pain. Jason, I'm not feeling that pain. Give me the other one. Give me the pain behind door number 2. Like you're going to escape pain for some reason. Okay, here's door number 2 pain. Now I was going to say, this is T-pain, but now it's funny. The pain of higher levels of regret, and even your regrets update. I'll say it again. Under door number 2, or behind door number 2, the pains of higher, because again, I don't want a door number 1 pain of updating yourself with discipline and keep constantly doing that. Nah. Door number 2 is, well, you're just going to get higher levels of regrets. It's cool, I'll get past it. No, your regrets update. That scared the heck out of me. I said, hold on, your regrets update? Yes. Nah, can't do that. It's not good. So, I'm not saying y'all should do that, but when I understood that, I said, uh-oh, I gotta become a slave to self-discipline, and I think that will help me be free to achieve anything, not everything, but anything I want. Where do I start? Well, you start by finding your why. And I did a video right before this last month. It's called Recreating and Updating Yourself. You can't recreate and update yourself without knowing your why. You just can't do it. It's like changing a tire without a tire. You can't change the tire. So, happiness is 100% about realizing what you can control, y'all, and having the faith that your updated work will work out the realities that you cannot control. So sending kind of like an energy ripple to the stuff that you can't control. So I'll say it again. Happiness is 100% about realizing what you can control and having faith that your updated work will work out the realities of the stuff that you can't control. So again, your good work and your good intentions is sending out ripples to the stuff that you can't control. Now, Jason, I need to see this. I understand discipline and all that stuff, but I just need to give me 4 people. Give me 4 groups of people who are super disciplined that I can at least see what discipline looks like, or at least forms of discipline. What anybody in the military or the service, martial artists, professional athletes, and top performing entertainers. I dare you try to be any one of those without discipline. I dare you. And those are just 4 out of trillions. So, again, if you need a visual, those are really good visuals, men and women that operate high in those levels. And all they're going to do is teach you little secrets that work for them that you're going to add to your discipline levels. And again, you can't hide discipline. You can see discipline in a person's face. You can see a discipline. You can see discipline all over a person. You just got to know where to look and how to look. Now, last piece. Let's get started. I just have 5 ways to get started, and then we are done. And then we will stop this recording, and we will go into this private presentation. So yeah, y'all watching this, y'all won't be getting to come to this because we're cutting it off there. And yeah, so here we go. Let's get started. According to this research, I just came up with 5. According to this research, number 1, and let me know if y'all need me to stop. But like I said, I feel like this helped me a lot. Motivation and inspiration will get you started. Yay, we're getting started. And you should identify weaknesses and hold tight to realistic standards to beat them while you're getting started. So identify weaknesses and hold tight to realistic standards to beat those things. And again, motivation and inspiration will get you started. So if you just need a motivational speaker in your life, they're good at getting you started. But number 2, discipline will keep you going. So I actually wrote in all caps, get you started for number 1. And then number 2, I put discipline, and then I put discipline will, and then I put in all caps, keep you going. And then I said, create easy habits and progress them logically. Stop trying to train like Rambo the first day. Unless you are on that level, then scratch everything I just said and practice like Rambo. Here we go. Number 3, repetition will give you the results. And I put give you results all in caps. Repetition will give you the results. Now, y'all gonna love this one. I love this one. I love, because everybody can do this one. I said, and this is still with number 3. I said, set time limits for unproductive tasks. You know how long you waste your time a day. You know you can do that. Or if you don't, you at least get it. You know, you literally be like, man, that's a huge chunk of my day. You just know. You just need to know how much time you're wasting, and you're gonna be able to do that. Number 4, 2 more. Number 4, proper reflection, and then here's the all caps, will increase your results. Not reflection from friends that will tell you everything you want to hear, or people that will tell you everything you want to hear. I promise you, that feels good. It's gonna stroke your ego, but you're only gonna go oh so far. Because last time I checked, the truth feels good, right? No, the quote says the truth hurts. Or did I say it wrong? The truth feels good. No, that don't sound right. I think it's the truth hurts. Okay. Here's the one that we don't do. We don't do enough. So it's hard for us to go higher. Because guess what you should do at the end? Proper celebration, and here comes the all caps, will increase your gratitude. What you mean? it's gonna increase my money. Forget your money. If you're in gratitude, because remember, we're talking about your magnets. We're changing your magnets. We're changing your inner self. You can't do that. These are the tools to do that. Gratitude is an actual tool. What do you mean, ego? No, gratitude. Confidence. No, gratitude on this one. Proper celebration, meaning celebrate with the people who are helping you become successful. What do you mean, Jason? It's just me. Not anymore. And we're going to stop it there because that's a good place for people who can't see this to be like, what? Yeah, stop it there.